Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here. We've got something a little bit different for you guys today. We're going to be taking a look at my run in the Sunrise Cup. So the Sunrise Cup is a great league tournament, and it is a bring 6, choose 3 style. So I bring a team of 6 Pokemon. I'm allowed to use 3 per battle, and all Pokemon need to be great league level, and only Pokemon with flying, grass, fire, ground, and normal types are allowed, with a few exceptions. Any Pokemon with the rock typing and any megas are banned. So it is a super fun cup, and this is actually my third cup. I did 2 last season. This is my first one of the season. Yeah, and honestly, I didn't prepare as much as I probably should have, but I'm really happy with how I did. So without further ado, let's hop into these battles, and we'll start off with round number 1. And we're hopping into the first round against Cyan Alex, and his team is Vigoroth, Drifblim, Swampert, Mantine, Ferrothorn, and Arcanine. And right off the start, in terms of what 3 Pokemon I brought, he doesn't have a lot to really hard punish a Mantine, and I noticed he doesn't have a lot besides Vigoroth to hard punish a Vigoroth. So my goal for game 1 was I was going to lead my Wing Attack Mantine, because Wing Attack Mantine should beat Bubble Mantine if his has Bubble, and I'm going to safe swap the Vigoroth if need be, and then I have Blossom as the closer, since Blossom is exceedingly spammy and would absolutely wipe out the Swampert if he brought it. Here he does a really nice catch onto his Drifblim, so he is able to catch the Bubble Beam, so I am able to debuff it. I'm trying to get to the Ice Beam, and unfortunately he gets to a move. Here I do decide it's worth the shield, because I want to get shields out of the way as much as possible in this matchup. A little bit of lag, and we do go for the Ice Beam. He is going to be shielding this up because it would hit for super effective. He does shield it up, and I bring in the Blossom. And Blossom, even though it is hitting for resisted damage, those Leaf Blades do quite a bit to Drifblim. And the nice thing about Blossom is it can tank an Icy Wind, which some grass types cannot. So Blossom is an absolute menace. I had done a video before on it on the channel. Yeah, it is a good one for sure. And we are already at, I believe, a 3rd Leaf Blade, and since we're debuffed, this won't quite take him out, but it'll get him really close. He does an aggressive swap into a Snarl Arcanine. So this is not as bad of a matchup as it would be if it was running a Fire Fast move. We're going to quick swap back into our Vigoroth, get to a Body Slam, and this Arcanine is very squishy. So Body Slam will get it to within 1 counter, and we're able to take it out, so the Arcanine didn't even get a move off, which is amazing. Comes back in with his own Vigoroth, but since we have that 1 counter from countering down the Arcanine, we are able to beat them to the Body Slam. That'll take them out. They'll come in with the Drifblim. They can throw energy. We can survive anything they throw. Shadow Ball, that's resisted, and we'll be able to counter with a Body Slam, which is also resisted, but will do enough damage to take them out. So we are able to take game 1, which is fantastic. And in game 2, I was thinking that he might try and counter the Mantine, so I brought Blossom up front, and he brought an Arcanine. So this is, at first glance, terrible, but since this is a Snarl Arcanine, this is not as bad as it could be by any means, because he's not doing super effective damage with the fast moves. So we just have to watch out for the flamethrowers. Here I build up to the Dazzling Gleam and I bait. That was a mistake. He does not shield it. I should have just gone for the nuke there, but well, we live and we learn. So I do shield with the flamethrower. I'm down 2 shields, but at this point, he's realizing that if he wants switch advantage, he is going to need to start shielding. Leaf Blade does get the shield. As you can see, I'm being very careful about my energy management and making sure that he's never quite sure how much energy I have. And I'm able to go back to back here, which is phenomenal. And we are going to be able to get the shield. So in the 2 shield, here, even though Blossom's a grass type and Arcanine is a fire type, we're almost able to take it out, and that's in perfect farm down range for Vigoroth. They're going to come in with the Mantine of their own. We're going to be going for the Body Slam, and that does a nice chunk. And since shields are down, they're probably going to hit me with an Ice Beam, which would do a nice chunk of damage. Yep, and it does look like it is the Ice Beam there, and we're over farming a little bit, and they bring in Drifblim. So here, I throw the Body Slam just to do a little bit of chunk damage, then I hop into my Abomasnow. Abomasnow has a dominating matchup against Drifblim. So from here, things are looking good. We can safely tank that Shadow Ball. I overfarm, and I'm able to go for the Weather Ball. This Weather Ball is going to be taking out the Drifblim, and then I'll be able to get to another Weather Ball on the Mantine here as well. So with some careful energy management, even though we didn't have a great lead, we are going to be able to take the game because we forced the Mantine to throw, and Vigoroth has a Body Slam ready for it in the back. So we are able to take the second game, and since each round is a best of 3, we have won our set. So, of course, in every set, we do battle in Game 3 as well. So I'll show Game 3 here next. In Game 3, I know I've won, which is super nice, leading Drifblim into Blossom. So this is an interesting lead. It's not the best by any means. We're able to get to a Leaf Blade. I wanted to get that off before he can debuff me. It does connect, and I quick swap into my Vigoroth, and he counters with a Mantine. And Vigoroth, as I mentioned, is so good on the safe swap in this cup, just absurdly good. Really nice energy generation, and Body Slam has really nice damage per energy as well, and I get stab off that. So as you can see, before he even gets a move off, we have that Mantine so low. So we should hopefully be able to take switch advantage and Bubble Beam. We're not going to be shielding that up. Another charge move coming through. Hey, we'll let this go too. This is the much heavier hitting Ice Beam, and he's going to go for Body Slam, and Body Slam is going to be taking out the Mantine. So we take switch advantage. They bring in a Vigoroth of their own, and they're able to counter down. This is not ideal. We're going to bring in the Blossom. And now our Blossom does not have to deal with the Drifblim, which is a definite plus. Really nice play, saving energy on the Drifblim to threaten there with the switch in. Unfortunately, we CMP tied there. I was throwing right as she switched, so wasted all that energy. I'm going to come in with the Abomasnow, and looks like I'm attempting to farm down here. I shield the Shadow Ball. I notice he has a tendency to throw the Shadow Ball. Alright, so he has 2 shields, but we have a ton of energy. Alright, here we go. So we're going to get off the first Weather Ball, get the shield. Now we're charge move coming through. We should be able to tank this. Body Slam, it hurts, but we can survive it. We are at 2 Weather Balls, so we should be able to go back to back. 1 to get the shield, 1 to do a nice chunk of damage. So the first one does damage, second one gets the shield. I aggressively swap into Blossom, and we lose CMP. No! Dang it. Very close there, and he's just going to be able to counter us down. So unfortunately, we do drop Game 3, but we win the set. And our second match is actually against Dana. So Piplup Detective, her team is Abomasnow, Charizard, Mantine, Shiftry, Altaria, and Victini. So again, we lead Mantine, although I have Wing Attack on mine, whereas she has Bubble. So I should be able to win this matchup, because I'm hitting her for neutral, whereas she's hitting me for resisted damage. Go for the Bubble Beam, just to lower her attack. Let's see what she counters with here. She goes for a Bubble Beam as well. So this is going to be a slow matchup. She switches into Abomasnow, and I'm able to hit them for super effective with Wing Attack, and I'm going to debuff them before I make a switch. I debuff them, then I hop into Vigoroth, and Vigoroth is going to be able to do super effective damage with counters. Hits me with an Energy Ball there, and which she learned afterwards that Weather Ball is the way to go in terms of energy efficiency. And all I'll have to do is shield here once, and honestly I can probably just counter down from here. Yep, she does go for the Weather Ball, and I am able to counter down. So we're on even shields, but I have health, a little bit of health, and a decent amount of energy. So I'm going to be able to get this Body Slam off, and that does a nice chunk, and back-to-back Body Slams. Vigoroth, you absolute animal, gets the last shield, and she's going to farm all the way down. So really nice play by her there. I'm going to come in with the Mantine just to soak damage, because I do have the Stunfisk in back, and Stunfisk does fairly well against most things on our team, but not against Bubble Mantine. So we are just using our Mantine just to soak damage here. We do go for the Bubble Beam. Perfect, that's fine. We can let this go. We're not stressed about it. Ice Beam, yeah, that's great. And we're able to farm down. And what's in back? The Charizard. So we will be able to get the Bubble Beam off, then we'll switch into our Galarian Stunfisk, and 1 Rock Slide is going to take this out. So we are able to take game 1, which is fantastic. Although, to her credit, she did play exceedingly well. She just got unlucky in the back. Then we're hopping into game number 2. here, and let's see what she's bringing in this time. I'm leading Mantine again. She leads Abomasnow. So this is not the best matchup, but since I do have wing attack, I am able to hit for super effective. I'm going to go for the Bubble Beam right away so I can make her attacks do quite a bit less. She's going to throw on the Abomasnow. That is going to be the Energy Ball there. So going for the harder hitting move. Trying to go for a charge move. Unfortunately, I can't quite get there, so I am going to throw up a shield. And I'm going to go for a Bubble Beam. Hopefully I can get a shield here. Unfortunately, she still does not shield, which is not good at all. Come on, Mantine, survive it, and thanks to the debuffs, we're able to survive it. So we're down a shield, but we have switch advantage. Her Mantine comes in. I'm going for the heavier hitting Ice Beam, hoping I don't get a shield, which I don't, so that actually works out fairly well. I'm hopping in with Vigoroth here. Vigoroth doesn't have a great matchup against Mantine, but it's kind of just the least bad option at this point, so going for Body Slam, spam on the Mantine. We are able to get the shield, which is really nice, because now we're on a more even footing. So even as she does debuff me quite a bit, or just go for the heavier hitting Ice Beam, we are on a bit more even turf, which is really nice there. With the Body Slam coming through, that does connect. And she is able to bubble down. Coming in with the Galarian Stunfisk. Yeah, and this is not an ideal situation. I'm trying to mud shot down a flying type. That's double resisted. That's not going to go very well. But I'm trying it. That's my win con here. I am able to farm down what's in back. It's the Altaria. So as you can see, the Galarian Stunfisk has huge play against a lot of her team. That's why I brought it. Although I am double debuffed, so my attacks are doing about half of what they normally would, but I have quite a bit of energy. So I have quite a few rock slides, but as you can see, my rock slides are doing very little. Charge move coming through. I'm going to shield this up. This is going to come down to the wire. Can I get to the 2 rock slides here? We're able to get to the 2 rock slides on 1 HP. This first one is going to be getting the shield. We do get off the second one. We need this to be enough. Come on, please, rock slide. It's not quite enough. And she Dragon Breaths down with 1 HP. So really nice plays by her. She is able to take game 2. So coming into game 3, the winner of this wins this set. Leading Blossom into Mantine. And this is going to be a decent matchup for us. So long as we can avoid the Ice Beams, we should be okay. Connect for a neutral Leaf Blade. Charge move coming through from the Mantine. I call her bait. And it's an Ice Beam. Oh no, this is not good. But we're able to get to 2 Leaf Blades. And that's the beautiful thing about Blossom. Even though I messed up and accidentally took an Ice Beam, Blossom can survive it. So big ups to Blossom. And we're able to take Switch, which is huge. Comes in with Abomasnow and just Powder Snows down. I come in with Vigoroth, and I like how it's going for me so far. Connects with a Weather Ball. And I'm doing super effective damage, so I'm going to be able to shield this up, and then I'm going to start hitting her with the Body Slams. Yep, we're building up to 2 Body Slams so we can hit her back to back, and really, as Ionic likes to say, pressure the health and shields on this Abomasnow. So we're able to get the first shield here, and we're able to get the second shield as well. Charge move coming through. And I do decide to let this go because I can Powder Snow down with my Abomasnow, and it's an Altaria and back, and that is going to be game. As Altaria has a double weakness to ice, that is going to be taking out Altaria. So good game to Dana. She played really well. I was able to take that narrowly 2 games to 1. So we are undefeated so far, hopping into our third round, and we catch a really nice lead here. Vigoroth into Abomasnow. And this opponent goes by the name Monkseal22. Their team is Gyarados, Abomasnow, Drifblim, Quagsire, Alolan Marowak, and Zangoose. And they bring out the Alolan Marowak. And unfortunately, I was kind of hoping the Alolan Marowak wasn't going to show up. I don't have a good answer for it. My back 2 are weak to it. My goal was to safe swap 1 to draw it out. Here I'm going for the Body Slam bait. Need to get to the Bulldoze on 1 HP. Come on, please land. Please land. And it lands, which is huge. It doesn't KO, but it at least gets it lower, which is big. Now I'm going to come in with Blossom. Blossom is only single weak to fire, and he throws a Bone Club bait, so huge play there, and we're able to get to a Leaf Blade, and this should be enough to take it out. Yep, so we're able to get the Marowak out of the way. He has an Abomasnow of his own, but at this point, I'm liking where we're sitting quite a bit. We're going to shield up the Weather Ball, and switches in the Quagsire to try and catch the Dazzling Gleam. I see it coming. I'm able to hit the Leaf Blade. That one-hit KOs, and I swap in an Abomasnow of my own. And since I do have the health advantage, we are going to be able to take the game. So really nice attempt by my opponent there, trying to catch the Dazzling Gleam onto the Quagsire. I just happened to notice last minute, and I was able to hold off pressing that move. So really, really well played by my opponent. They're throwing a Weather Ball, but we are able to Powder Snow down. So we do take game 1, which is fantastic. Hopping into game number 2. He keeps leading Abomasnow. I'm going to keep leading Vigoroth. That's fine with me. So this works very well. We are going for Body Slam spam again. As you can tell, Vigoroth was a big part of my game plan in this cup. It's very good. And he comes in with a Drifblim, and I counter with my Noctowl. I brought in the Noctowl expecting the Alolan Marowak, but he brought the Drifblim, so now, honestly, I'm in trouble. The Noctowl is a huge liability, so my thinking was I'll just get it out of the way now. I don't really have anything that can counter Drifblim much better than the Noctowl, so I'm basically just sacking the Noctowl and trying to do as much damage as I can while I'm alive. Going for another Sky Attack onto this Drifblim. That lands, but does no damage because it's Noctowl. Man, if it was the Alolan Marowak, it would have been better, and they are able to Powder Snow down with an aggressive switch in with the Abomasnow. So really well done, and honestly, I'm in trouble at this point. Bring in the Vigoroth, go for the Body Slam spam, and we're going to let this go. And they are able to Powder Snow down, and it's all up to Blossom. He gets to a charge move. No, that's not what we want to see. Weather Ball here, and I'm like, okay. Drifblim comes back in. They're going to land an Icy Wind on us, which is going to hurt quite a bit. We're going to counter with our Leaf Blade, and at this point, our only win con is Quagsire being in the back. We are able to get to the Leaf Blade. I wasn't confident in my ability to Bullet Seed down, so I went for the Leaf Blade just to take it out. Show me Quagsire. It's the Alolan Marowak. No! Had I played that differently and brought in the Blossom on the Drifblim, I probably could have won this, but unfortunately I made that mistake and it cost me the game. So we are tied going into game 3 for all the gravy. And again, he refuses to lead anything but Abomasnow, so I'm going to keep leading Vigoroth. That works for me. Going for Body Slam spam. These games probably look really repetitive, I'll be honest. Because he just kept leading Abomasnow. Connects with the Weather Ball. We did get a shield right away, which is nice. Charge move coming through. I am going to be shielding this up just because I do want to keep switch advantage. Comes in with the Drifblim, and I was ready for the Drifblim this time. I brought Abomasnow, so I would have a good answer. And we actually do call the Icy Wind there, and we're building up quite a bit of energy, and we're going for the Weather Ball, and this is going to be doing massive super effective damage to the Drifblim. Actually gets the shield, and we're able to basically double up on them. So this is an unhappy opponent right here. Oh my goodness. We are going to shield this up just so we can't get taken out by a Shadow Ball. It's an Icy Wind bait, and we're able to Powder Snow down. So we have switch advantage and quite a bit of loaded energy, so we'll see what my opponent chooses to do from here. They come in with the Marowak in an attempt to absolutely delete us because we are taking double super effective from Fire Spin, so nice play there. But we do have the Mantine, which is going to be able to hit the Marowak for super effective with Bubble Beam. Unfortunately, the Marowak does win CMP there and hits us with a very hard-hitting Shadow Ball. We're going to counter with Bubble Beam, which does very little damage, but is going to debuff him, which is great. And we predict the aggressive swap in, and we're going to go for the Body Slam, and this will be taking out the Abomasnow, and we're able to get to the Bulldoze. Vigoroth, you absolute monster, and that's going to win us the game. So good game to my opponent. And lastly, the championship against JJ Gomez 1125. So we catch a decent lead, but still not our favorite. Mantine into Abomasnow. We're dealing super effective with our fast move. They're dealing neutral across the board. They connect with the heavy hitting energy ball. And we're going to counter with an ice beam in an attempt to do big damage. And that actually does connect, which is really nice. They'll be able to outpace us though here. We want to shield up because we do want switch advantage, so we shield that up. And we're able to wing attack down. Their team, by the way, is Abomasnow, Mantine, Vigoroth, Drifblim, Galarian, Stunfisk, and Altaria, so very similar team to myself. We're going for the Bubble Beam just to debuff as much as we can, and we're able to, overfarmed a bit there, and that cost us. They're going to get the Body Slam, and we do not get that second debuff off. So already making mistakes in the championship, unfortunately. Charge move coming through, this is going to be a Body Slam, but it has been debuffed, so it does quite a bit less. They aggressively switch into Drifblim, and we have Abomasnow. So this is going to work out fairly well for us. Going for the Weather Ball right away, does get the shield. And I call the bait. I'm like, it's got to be icy, and they hit me with the Shadow Ball. No! And that call right there is going to cost me the game, unfortunately, because yeah, I shield this up, but it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get to the move, even though I really want to. Yeah, can't get to the move. And from here, I mean, I can throw body slams, but yeah, unfortunately, not shielding that Shadow Ball ended up costing me game one. So our backs are against the wall. Here, they switch in Vigoroth, and they counter me down. So hopping into game number 2, and this guy was a rank 10 in Season 3 as well. So I'm not surprised that we were both undefeated and in the championship here. Leading Vigoroth into Abomasnow, this is a good lead. They swap into a Vigoroth of their own, and I swap into Blossom. Blossom is a decent counter in the 1 shield, but loses in the 0 and the 2. And as you can see, I do end up misplaying this quite a bit, unfortunately. So I do shield this up to start. Shield the Body Slam, and they had 2 back-to-back. So really nice play by my opponent there, not letting me know how much energy they had. I'm building up some extra energy here, going for the Leaf Blade. Here, what I should have done was go back-to-back, but instead of going back-to-back, I try and build up more. I'm forced to shield, and then I try and build up to 2, but he's able to counter me down. So now he has switch advantage and shield advantage, and he's able to get a move off onto my Vigoroth, so this is disaster scenes at this point. Unfortunately, just wasn't in the cards for me to sweep this tournament, sadly. Just misplays in the end cost me. Brings out the Drifblim, going for a Body Slam on the Drifblim just to apply some light pressure. I'm switching into Abomasnow. They throw the charge move right away. It's the Shadow Ball. And they're going to switch into their own Abomasnow, but they have a huge health advantage, and they have a shield. So from here, writing's on the wall, basically. I'm switch locked in. Even though I do have a decent amount of energy here, they're going to be able to shield that up and just Powder Snow down, and then they'll have a move to threaten Vigoroth. So that is going to be a good game. Unfortunately, we do drop game number 2, and there is a bit of weird lag where the charge move fires twice for some reason, but I had lost anyway. There was no point in raising a stink about it. So and hopping into the final, so I may have lost, but I'm hoping I can salvage game 3. This is not a great lead for us, to be honest. Altaria is one of the few things that I did not want to see paired up against Vigoroth. I throw the body slam, and I quick swap into my Galarian Stunfisk. And he brings his Vigoroth, and I go for the hard-hitting Earthquake, and he shields it. So really nice shield by my opponent. He was just making all the right shield calls in these games. Like, honestly, props to him. Really well done. And he connects with the Bulldoze, and I'm just going to be going for a Rock Slide, and he was counting, so he knew it was a Rock Slide and that he could survive it. Coming in with my own Vigoroth. I'm going to let this go, because I'm reading Drifblim back, and if that's the case, then my Abomasnow should be able to sweep. Comes in, I throw a charge move here just to apply some pressure, and I switch into Abomasnow. And yes, so it is looking like a Drifblim and Altaria, and I'm able to call the Icy Wind bait, which is absolutely massive. Was finally able to call a bait right, and they bring in the Altaria. I'm going to be able to shield this up, but we're going to be able to do a ton of damage to this Altaria since it is taking double super effective. Look at the damage. Oh my goodness. We overfarm and throw just so we don't get hit by another move. This is going to be taking out the Altaria, and we are able to get to another Weather Ball, and this should be getting that Drift Bloom real close there, and we're able to Powder Snow down. So unfortunately, we didn't end up winning the tournament in the final standings. We did place third, but honestly, I'm really happy. We won 3 of our 4 rounds and only ended up losing 2 in the championship. So all in all, I'm really pleased with how I did. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always, and if you're new and you're enjoying the content, definitely hit that subscribe button. That way I'll show up in your sub feed and you'll know when I go live and post more videos. As always, thank you guys so much for everything, and I'll see you in the next one.